ready? Good morning. I call to order the meeting of the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees. We appreciate your interest in Alabama Community College System, and we welcome all of our visitors here today. A great deal of work and preparation has gone into the development of this documentation for this meeting. Chancellor, thank you and your staff and all the college presidents for preparing for this meeting. We appreciate that. As always, we remain laser focused on student success and remain true to our core mission of education, workforce development, and academic transfer. We will now have our invocation, and I want to welcome back Pastor James Taylor, who's been with us several times. And Pastor Taylor, we appreciate you being here. Pastor Taylor is the Camellia Baptist Church, Prattville, Alabama, senior pastor. Came there in September of 2020. He's originally from Opelika, Alabama, and a graduate of Auburn University, and I've got to say War Eagle for that, with a degree in history in 2006. In 2012, he graduated from the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary in Louisville, Kentucky, with a Master's of Divinity degree in Biblical Counseling, and he's currently pursuing his doctorate. Prior to serving in Camellia, James has served churches in Dayton, Ohio, Columbus, Georgia, and Clay, Kentucky, and we're glad you're back in Alabama. He's been married to Hillary since 2007, and they have 4 children, Elijah, Aiden, Anna, and Samuel. Thank you for being here with us today.
Well, I do want to say that it is my joy to be here once again to serve all of you by lifting you up in prayer as you begin your important work this morning. And so if you could please join me in prayer. Our Father in heaven, at the start of this day, we pause to confess that this is the day that the Lord has made, and to determine that we shall rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you that your mercies are new every morning, and that your grace is sufficient for all of our needs. You are good, right, faithful, and true in all that you do. You can be infinitely trusted with every aspect of our lives. Thus, it is right and it is good that we begin this meeting by recognizing and asking for your grace and for your favor. You tell us in James 1 that if anyone needs wisdom, that we should come and that we should ask from you, who gives generously to all without reproach. And we come now asking for you to do just that these servants of our state will look to you for wisdom as they seek to navigate the challenges of educating our people here in this state. And Lord, we trust that you would be faithful to grant that. We ask that you would grant not only wisdom, but grace and favor, not just in this meeting, but on every campus and every office and in every classroom throughout this state. Lord, bless those in attendance. May their business be done well, honorable, and to the glory of God. May we all be faithful to the Lord and faithful to those who serve. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Taylor. Appreciate you being with us. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Present.
Mr. John Mitchell. Present. Ms. Valerie Gray. Present. Mr. Richard Rogers.
Present.
Mr. Ron Houston.
Present.
Mr. Levelyn Brown.
Present.
Mr. Tim McCarthy.
Present.
Mr. Britton Lightsey.
Present.
Dr. Yvette Richardson. Present. Governor Kay Ivey.
Thank you. Next is item 5, approval of minutes of the June 12th meeting, and our minutes were distributed in advance. Approval of our agenda. Our agenda was distributed in advance to our board members for their review. I will now entertain a motion to approve our agenda. Have a motion and a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion by Tim, second by Levelyn. Any further discussion? All in favor of approving our agenda signify by raising your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Now we'll move to approval of minutes, item 5, June 12th. Minutes were distributed in advance too. I will now entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
So, motion by Mr. Houston,
Second.
second by Ms. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor of approving, raise your hand or voice vote. Any opposed? Motion carries. Do we have anybody signed up for public comment? Nobody, okay. No college spotlight either. I know you've just had a president's meeting, so. All right. Next, we'll have item 8, executive, legal, and public. And under item A, action items, there are 7 policy recommendations, and they're all related to Title IX changes, and we're going to take those as one item, even though they're all interrelated. So it's adoption of revised policy 601.02, .04, 620.02, 620.03, policy number 800, policy number 800.01, and 800.02. We'll take all those together. Is there a motion to pass those?
So moved.
Mr. Lightsey, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gray. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Now we're going to move to action items 9A, 1. This is Bevel State Community College, Associate in Applied Science, Facilities Maintenance Technology. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees approve Bevel State Community College's application for an Associate in Applied Science degree in Facilities Maintenance Technology to be implemented fall semester of 2024. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved. Mr. Lightsey, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Houston. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote. Motion is unanimous. Next, item 9A2, Coastal Alabama Community College Bruton Campus Dormitory Furniture Purchase. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize the president of Coastal Alabama Community College to expend $891,778.40 to purchase new furniture for the dormitory housing on the Bruton campus. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Houston, second. Second, Tim. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand or voice vote. Motion's unanimous. Next, we'll have item 9A3, Central Alabama Community College, Childersburg Campus Roofing Replacements for Building B, D, and E. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Central Alabama Community College to proceed with the project named Childersburg Campus Roofing Replacements for Buildings B, D, and E. Construction contracts for the project shall be executed no later than August 31st, 2024, or this authorization shall expire. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved, Valerie Gray. Second?
Second.
Second, Levin. Okay, any discussion? Those who are in favor, vote by raise your hand or voice vote. Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 9A4, Central Alabama Community College, Alexander City, Campus Theater Renovation at Health Education and Arts Facility. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Central Alabama Community College to proceed with the demolition bid package for the project named Alexander City Campus Theater Renovation at Health Education and Arts, HEA facility. Construction contracts for the project shall be executed no later than September 1st, 2024, or this authorization shall expire. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Ms. Grace, motion, second?
Second.
Second, Tim. All those in favor signify by voice vote or raise your hand.
Aye.
Motion's unanimous. Thank you. Next, item 9A5, Ingram State Technical College ground lease agreement with Alabama Bureau of Pardons and Paroles for new workforce training center at the Perry County Correctional Facility. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize J.F. Ingram State Technical College to proceed with the ground lease agreement with Alabama Bureau of Pardons and Paroles for a new workforce training center at the Perry County Correctional Facility. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second by Tim. All those in favor signify by voice vote or raise your hand.
Aye.
Motion's unanimous. Next, we'll have item 9A6, Shelton State Community College Fred Campus Building renovations. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Shelton State Community College to proceed with the project named Fred Campus Building renovations. Construction contracts shall be executed no later than August 1st, 2024, or this authorization shall expire. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Ron?
Second.
Second, Mr. Houston. All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously. Next, item 9A7, Bevel State Community College Hamilton Campus Rapid Training Facility renovation. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Bevel State Community College to proceed with the change orders for the project named Hamilton Campus Rapid Training Facility renovation. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Lightsey, motion, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Gray. All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll have item 9A8, Calhoun Community College, Alabama Center for the Arts, Student Housing Complex deed with Athens State University. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Calhoun Community College to proceed with the Alabama Center for the Arts Student Housing Complex deed with Athens State University. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Houston, second. Tim, second. All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next, we'll have item 9A9, Wallace State Community College, Hanceville Campus HVAC replacement at Bevel Health Education Building and Lady Lions Residential Hall. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Wallace State Community College to proceed with the project named Hanceville Campus HVAC replacement at Bevel Health Education Building and the Lady Lion Residence Hall. Construction contracts for the project shall be executed no later than October 1st, 2024, or this authorization shall expire. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Ms. Gray, motion, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Lightsey. All those in favor, raise your hand.
Aye.
The motion carries. Personnel, item number 10. Ms. Finkelstein,
Good morning, everyone.
good morning.
I'm Charlene Finkelstein with Human Resources, and as usual, it's my pleasure to introduce some new additions to our staff. First of all, we have Ms. Fodina Henderson. Would you stand, please? Fodina is a new workforce coordinator for us for the Northern Region. She has over 13 years of experience in academic counseling in various colleges and universities, and most recently served as financial aid counselor at Trenton State Community College and as an academic advising counselor at Alabama A&M. She has an Associate of Arts in Social Work from Chipola College and has a bachelor's degree in social work from Florida A&M University. She also has 2 master's degrees from Troy University in both counseling and management, and she's based at our Innovation Center in Decatur. Thank you. LaTrenda Nicholson. LaTrenda is also a workforce coordinator for us. She covers the Central Region. She has over 8 years of experience in management from the corporate world as well as in higher education. She served as a branch manager for Wood Forest Bank and a human resource assistant for Hantal Corporation. She most recently served as an educational talent search coordinator at Alabama State University. She has a bachelor's degree in business administration from Troy University and a master's in human resource management from Kaplan University. And LaTrenda is based here at the system office. Thank you. India Marshall. India is our IT operations technician. She has almost 20 years of experience in the IT field, specializing in PC hardware and repair. She served 15 years as a game technician for the Wind Creek Casinos and most recently performed contract IT work for Apex Systems in Opelika and Zigabyte and Stratus here in Montgomery. She has an associate's degree in information technology from ITT Technical Institute in Mobile, and she's based here at our system office. Thank you. Sydney Sullen. Sydney is our new social media coordinator. She has 7 years of experience in higher education, serving as admissions counselor at Troy University, assistant director of admissions at Birmingham Southern, and most recently as college and career coach at Cornerstone Schools of Alabama. She's also served as a gymnastics program director and coach and as a social media manager for several years. She has a bachelor's degree in applied computer science and a master's in strategic communication from Troy University. She is based at Jefferson State Community College. Thank you, Sydney. And Thomas Chappell. Thomas is our new career readiness coordinator. He has over 15 years of experience in public service. He served as assistant director of Parks and Recreation for the city of Decatur and director of Parks and Recreation for the city of Hartselle. He served 2 terms as city councilman in Hartselle and as chairman of the Hartselle Planning Commission. He has a bachelor's degree in industrial and operations management from Auburn University, and he is based at our Innovation Center in Decatur. So would you please help me welcome all these wonderful new people to our staff?
Thank you very much and welcome to all of you. We're glad you're on board. Thank you. Chancellor's report, item number 11.
Neil, come tell us what's happening in the world of student services. Y'all listen carefully to this.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm always happy to be able to share enrollment updates, but I have a little bit of additional news today related to some other things that are happening in student services, but I will start with enrollment. So summer enrollment is holding steady. I've been reporting a summer enrollment increase, and as of yesterday, we are still 4.69% ahead in summer head count. That totals 2,190 students, and 18 of our 23 colleges are ahead in summer enrollment head count. 4.11% ahead in credit hour production, and of course that means over 13,600 credit hours more produced than last summer. Or this time last summer, and 17 of our 23 colleges are ahead in credit hour production. And I say 23 because we have one of our colleges that does not offer summer courses. But this is really encouraging news about summer. And of course, we are always thinking about fall enrollment. And as of yesterday, our colleges, actually I'm going to give the first part is going to be as of yesterday. The second bullet point is going to be as of today because the numbers changed a little bit this morning. But as of yesterday, our colleges are 10.6% ahead in applications for enrollment year to date. So these would be new admission applications, and that is almost 7,000 more applications than on the same date last year. Those significant increases in applications, you can find those in first-time freshman applications, dual enrollment, and transfer applications. So again, application numbers is always a good indication of what's going to happen with enrollment, but you still have to convert those applications to registrations. But that's where the good news comes in. As of this morning, we are significantly ahead in registrations. I didn't put a percentage on this because, again, I knew the numbers would change even a little bit this morning, but we are significantly ahead in registrations and in credit hour production year to date. As of this morning, we are 19.2% ahead in head count over last fall, year to date. This is a really, really encouraging number. In fact, in the time that I have been at ACCS, I can't think of a time where we have been further ahead in any term than where we are right now. Now, of course, again, they have registered. We still want to make sure that they attend class, that they pay, that they don't get dropped. And so there's a lot of things that happen that have to happen between now and then. But I would much rather be 19.2% ahead than any percent behind. There are some factors, though, that I think are contributing to this increase. Before I get to those, I do want to mention we are also 16.7% ahead in credit hour production year to date. So that's, again, a very encouraging number, and that relates closely to the headcount increase. Some of those reasons, though, that I think we're probably ahead, some of those you have probably gathered on your own. I believe one of the main points is that our colleges continue, and our presidents and their staff continue to be laser focused on student success. I don't think it's a coincidence. In fact, I know it's not a coincidence that we are right now we are 19% ahead in enrollment year to date, but we're only 10% ahead in applications. You can do some of that math yourself and see that that probably has something to do with more students returning. That has to do with more students who are applying, a higher percentage of those actually converting to registrations. So those are really encouraging numbers. Another reason is that some of our colleges are offering registration and advertising those registration dates earlier than what they have in the past. And so that may mean that, yes, we're 19% ahead in head count right now. That may level off some between now and the fall. I hope not too much, but we will see what that looks like here in a couple of months. Enhanced enrollment marketing efforts at both the college and the system level. Our colleges are doing more right now with their CRM than they ever have, and our system office has gotten involved in advertising on behalf of our colleges for the purposes of enrollment as well. And then I mentioned better retention and persistence of our current students. And so, again, we'll be able to really dive into those numbers and see which ones of these are factual. Some of these are conjecture right now, but I believe there's enough evidence to support that there's good reason to conject this. So, again, numbers may level out, but we're very encouraged about fall 2024 enrollment. On the non-credit side, on the workforce and adult education side, this summer we've had over 5,800 registrations for these workforce ed and adult education programs. And you can see how those total out: continuing education, over 255 students; innovation center, skills for success, almost 2,300 students; training in business and industry, over 1,300 students; workforce education, over 900 registrations. And I don't want to mistakenly use the term students and registrations interchangeably, because students can register for more than one program, which is why on the bottom bullet point you'll see over 34,800 students have registered, but there are 34,000 students, but with over 45,000 registrations. That actually, those numbers total the entire school year from August 1st until now. So the first couple of bullet points are just this summer. The last bullet point is the entire school year from August 1st until now. So again, you stack those on top of the students who are taking our four credit programs, and we're impacting a lot of Alabamians for better.
Amen.
One of the things that I want to talk about, this is something that I'm very proud of as someone who works in the Student Success Division. And this is something that our colleges have worked very hard and have needed for a long time. But this is the update that I wanted to bring to you that is outside of enrollment. For a long time now, mental health has been a growing concern of our colleges. We have students who are juggling more now than seemingly maybe they ever have. And as we have found our way out on the backside of a pandemic, students are still having to juggle concerns about health, concerns about work, childcare. Add that on top of just their general academic concerns. Mental health has been a concern for a while, and our colleges approached us a while back and just continually saying, our students are dealing with things right now that we're not fully equipped to be able to assist them with. And so we'd like to be able to offer mental health services, but they are very, very expensive. And I don't know if that's something that you've been able to look at, but we have some of our colleges who have had mental health contracts with companies, and the contracts are high. They're very expensive. But if we're going to continue to be laser focused on student success, it's going to require us to look beyond a student's academic experience. And I think we do a great job of that already. But we also have to look at their mental and emotional well-being. So in response to our college's need and our college's requests for assistance with mental health services in the fall, ACCS posted an RFP to open and accept bids for mental health services. A steering committee made up of people from the system office as well as people from our colleges was formed to assess the various submissions that came in and entertain vendor proposals and ultimately decide on a company that would assist us. We have landed on a company that we are very excited about, and we signed a contract earlier this summer with a company who is going to provide what I think is very quality mental health services to our students as well as our faculty and our staff. Beginning fall 2024, our goal is to have these services available on the first day of classes in the fall, and implementation has begun. The services, though, will include 3 main points. One is a 24/7 crisis hotline. It is a phone number where students can call at any time with any issue, and they can call and get urgent help. The phone will be answered by a licensed counselor who is trained to help students deal with these types of emergency urgent issues. And we believe that that is going to be a widely used service. That will be a number that is posted all around campuses. It will be posted online in students' banner portals and in their student portals and anywhere and everywhere that they might run into concerns that they think, I just feel like I really need to speak to someone, and they can do that. The second component of it is scheduled mental health telecounseling services, again by a licensed counselor, but these sessions would be 50 minutes in length. The students would have to go up front and schedule these. Students do not pay for these. Their insurance does not change hands. This is just simply a platform where a student goes on and they identify a time and a day and maybe the type of counselor. Maybe they want to speak with a counselor who is the same race as them or the same gender as them, and they can put in those demographic information to be able to select a counselor that really meets their needs. But when they do that, they get a scheduled 50-minute session that they have the opportunity to be able to use, and they can continue to do that. Our goal is for these sessions to appear to the student as if they are unlimited. At the system office, we are managing a bank of those hours so that our students don't have to worry about whether or not they have access to that, but we are working with the company to make sure that our students always have access to those. And then finally, the third component of it is an online wellness hub, and this is access to self-help videos and content and media to help students. Maybe it's just around exam time and they want to watch a video about managing stress during exam times, or maybe it's managing anxiety during holidays when they're going to be around family more, or maybe it's something as simple as yoga or meditation, or just managing interpersonal relationships. So there's a great deal of content that's available on this wellness hub that students are able to have access to and just continue to improve themselves and their well-being. This is something that's really exciting for us. The thing that I'm so mindful of is that our colleges came to the system office saying this is something that we need, but it is something that is very, very unaffordable for us. By signing a contract at the system level, we were able to get these services to our colleges for a fraction of what it would cost if they were to go out and do this on their own. And we feel like we have partnered with a company that is going to do a fantastic job delivering this. Implementation has begun, and our colleges are already working hard on sharing information with that company about their emergency procedures and their points of contact on campus, and going on and working toward building marketing collateral so that they can get the word out on their campuses about these services. So we're very excited about this. I want to give a special shout out to Taylor Hillier, who is our Director of Student Life. Taylor, stand up if you will. Taylor has led this project from the very beginning, from receiving the requests and the information from the colleges about why something like this is important. She fielded those requests. She wrote the RFP. She headed up the steering committee, and she has done so much to make sure that this has happened and it's been delivered in a really fantastic way and a really digestible way for our colleges. And I'm excited to see our students take advantage of this. But I'll entertain any questions at this point about mental health or about enrollment, and I just thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Great report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank all the presidents also for the great enrollment numbers. Awesome.
Well, this wouldn't happen except for the fact that we have a quality group of presidents across the system. But they also have staffs that are totally committed to making this happen. This kind of growth is not something happening in the nation, but it's happening right here because of the single and focused efforts of our presidents and their staffs at each school. And I'm excited about it.
Absolutely. Awesome. Anything else on your report? Okay. Committee reports, any committee reports? All right, the date and location of our next meeting is our work session, which will follow. We'll move right into our work session after this meeting. And then our board of trustees meeting in August will be here in this room, August 14th at 10 a.m. Is there a motion to adjourn? Mr. Mitchell, second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Houston. All those in favor? We're adjourned. All right, we're adjourned. And we'll move into our work session right now.
Hey, appreciate your response on that, inquiry from the PTK folks. I'm sure you got a piece of this.
You want to do it? Makes no difference to me. Are you running through all of them? Just run through all of them. Unless he specifically wants me.
All right.
Here in case he does.
Mr. O'Brien, if you'll lead us in our work session, thank you.
First of all, good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Our first item on the work session agenda is the allocation of the 24-25 two-year college system and prison education operations and maintenance appropriation. The ETF appropriation of $446,703,536 for operations and maintenance of the two-year colleges reflects a 3.17% increase in O&M funding when compared to the allocation for 2023-2024. $406,228,840 will be distributed to the community and technical colleges using a formula which includes historical allocation, a fixed allocation, an allocation based on a 3-year average credit hour production, and an outcome-based performance formula. In addition, that amount will fund, to the extent of just over $1 million, the 30-year salary step for the salary schedule. The amount reserved to the chancellor to make discretionary distributions for institutional support services during the fiscal year is $13.9 million. The balance of the appropriation of $6.4 million includes mandated earmarks from the appropriation. The appropriation for prison education is just over $19 million, which reflects level funding from 23-24, and of this amount, $17.8 million will be distributed to Ingram State Technical College, with the balance of close to $2 billion will be utilized to support the therapeutic education program. ATN and Marion Military Institute have their individualized line items on the Education Trust Fund Appropriation Act. ATN's appropriation will be $6.1 million, and Marion's appropriation will be $11.2 million. Does anyone have any questions relating to the appropriation of the O&M allocation? We'll move to the next item, which is Northeast Alabama's request for approval of an additional instructional site in Mentone, Alabama. The instructional site will be at the Moon Lake Village, formerly known as the Moon Lake School, which was closed by the DeKalb County Board of Education and purchased by the town of Mentone. Dr. Campbell and representatives of the city have identified a need for an instructional site in the town of Mentone, where the college will offer both academic and arts-related courses. If this request is approved, the college will enter into a lease agreement with the city of $800 per month for a 3-year term. Does anyone have any questions relating to this item? The next item on the work session agenda is another request for a new instructional site, this time from Calhoun Community College. The instructional site will be located at the STEAM Imagination Center at the Alabama Center for Arts, and will be created for the purpose of providing a space to technical students to be exposed to the arts and art skills. Does anyone have any questions relating to this item? I think the remaining items are all facilities.
Good morning, board members and Chancellor Baker. We have 9 facility items to share with you this morning. Starting first of all at Enterprise State, we continue to wrap up our work that is in progress down there with the Performing Arts Center and also with the Workforce Center, and the complementing effort is the landscaping to tie all of this work back to the campus. In your packet, we did show in there the campus there in Enterprise, and then we broke out and highlighted for you the emphasis where the landscaping is going to focus as we push forward with this effort here in the coming months ahead. With that, as you come off of Bull Weevil there, you see the improvements that will be made to those portals that have existed there from a road to nowhere, that are now tied in nicely with the campus and providing a roundabout and a loop for the community. As we go a little bit further north, we tie into that work as you come off of Bull Weevil, where you see the Performing Arts Center and the magnitude of the improvements in the landscaping and the plantings that will occur there. In this particular slide, we have a couple of other entrances. We do have one that comes off of Plaza Drive that is fairly, for the most part, has been the main entrance to the campus, and then coming off of George Wallace, we are going to be putting some plantings and some portals up there just to give some prominence to these points of access coming into the campus. Any questions about the landscape and improvements that are scheduled for the Enterprise campus? Again, the schedule in there, moving to the next campus, or the project board members, takes us down south to Bay Minette. Specifically at that campus there for Coastal Alabama Community College, we are putting in there a new baseball and softball field house. This is one of those needs that has been identified at the college that does not exist To help out the softball and baseball programs, we have a site identified with the help of President Milner, where the tennis courts currently exist will be the location of this new field house. It'll be set up for both a shared space for both softball and for baseball. And then the facility is designed so that there will be public restrooms available for those that come to enjoy these sports events. In there, as well, as you take a look at this facility, there are 4 lanes that have been identified for pitchers to practice and also for those that will also be able to enjoy batting practice for both of those functions. We take a look at the size of this facility. In total, we're looking roughly at about 49 to 5,000 square feet. And the hitting area will expand that out to another additional 6,300. We do expect bids will come back in on this project, board members, at the end of this month going into August for us to take action in the August board meeting. Any questions about coastal Alabama and the Bay Minette improvements with the field house addition for softball and baseball? The next project takes us also back to coastal Alabama, but over to the east. We're going to Bruton. At this particular campus, board members, we have some improvements that we are going to make that will complement both softball and baseball with a new restroom facility, and specifically at the baseball program, there are some needs for improvements there for a bleacher facility that needs to be strengthened, and also with a press box that will be established there. This drawing that we had included in your packet is a little bit more of a detail showing the scope of the work and the addition of the bathroom. Again, these public bathrooms facilities will serve both the needs of softball and the baseball program. Board members, we do expect that bids will come in towards the end of this month, going into the beginning of August, and to be able to bring those results back to you for board action in the August board meeting. Any questions about the improvements with the new bleachers and press box at the Bruton campus, and then also the addition of the restroom facilities? The next project, board members, takes us out to Marion Military. Out there specifically, we've identified 4 buildings, board members, that do need some attention with their roofs in terms of addressing leaks that are currently occurring in these facilities. One of those being the natatorium, another one being the Ireland Athletic Center and Health Center. We also have the 3rd building, which is the gymnasium, and then the Bear Memorial Library. This gives you a little bit more of an appearance, or a shoot, or an aerial shot of these buildings that we have there on the campus and the systems that currently exist, and the opportunity there for us to go in and to correct those leaking problems. Board members, we at this point are still reviewing that with the design team. We do expect that results and bids on this will move forward sometime in the August time period. And then once those bids are returned to us, we'll bring that back for the board to take action. Any questions about the roofing improvements at Marion Military?
Mark, I think it's interesting to know that some of our facilities at Marion Military Institute date back to the Civil War. And we're
They
still
do.
using those facilities.
Yeah, Marion has been very unique in taking very, very old facilities and extending the life of them. And so they're to be complimented for that effort and really stretching the resources they've had over the decades to make the best that they could at that particular site. Lawson State board members, up in the Birmingham campus there, we are focused on the adult education building. We've had ongoing there at this location, and we've highlighted it in your packet there, a constant issue with water intrusion. It's a function a little bit of just the slope and the site where the water is invading and coming into the building. And so Dr. Anthony has identified this as a priority for us to take care of now. As we focus on this and address the issues to keep the water from invading the space, it is also going to be an opportunity for us to clean up this building. And so as we look at this water intrusion, it also includes some minor renovations of the space to make this more inviting for the adult education learners and those that are coming into the college there to receive those services. So this is the beginning of that effort to address the building and make it more acceptable to the community and inviting to them as they come to the college and receive the adult education needs that they have. We do have board members' bids that we do expect to receive towards the end of July going into August, and to be able to bring those results back to you for action in the August board meeting. Any questions about the adult education renovation and the water intrusion mitigation efforts that we're making there at that building? Board members, the next project that we have takes us up to Calhoun in the north, specifically into downtown Decatur. And this takes us to the Alabama Center for the Arts and the addition of a new fine arts academy. This is going to be a center board members where dance and other things that have been identified at the college are becoming a priority. The existing space that they have there is no longer adequate to keep up with the demands that they have in terms of student participation. So this has very much been one of those that has had tremendous support legislatively to help bring this about and to make this possible for all of us. The schematics that we included in there show a little bit of the breakdown of this building in terms of this multi-level use. And not only being a space where they can practice, but they'll also be able to have performances in this facility as well for those particular arts. The architect on this has been Goodwin Mills and Kaywood. One of the things that you see in this description is also storage. This has been an ongoing issue, I think, from day one there at the Academy or the Center for the Arts. And so without being intrusive and taken away from the architecture, there is some very intentional effort to create space for costumes and other props and so forth that just go with the arts that will be stored into this facility. Board members, we do expect to have bid results coming back in on the 8th. I did receive yesterday an update in terms of contractors, and at this point, it would appear that we have about 7 to 8 pre-qualified contractors. And I can't tell you how much that is music to my ears, because that is encouraging in terms of getting some competitive bids. So we're encouraged by that. Any questions about the Alabama Center for the Arts and the construction of the Fine Arts Academy and additional storage? The next project, board members, takes us up to Rainsville, to Northeast Alabama Community College. Dr. Campbell has been busy really establishing his sports programs, and we are now in the process of moving forward with a new soccer field, and then as that field goes in, there's some improvements to an established walking trail. We have up there in this particular slide, we've identified in the red where the trail is. The yellow identifies where we have identified where the soccer field will be placed. And in this next slide, board members, where you see that soccer field, to the right is where we are currently building out the new softball program. I walked that site about 14 days ago, and it is something that they'll be very proud of as a community. It does have the current artificial grass. That seems to be the trend, as most of our colleges are beginning to move that way. But nestled next to that, over to the left there, will be that soccer field. Already there seems to be a buzz in the community for those that have a love for this sport. that they're beginning to think about lights. I think as they establish these lights, then they'll have to perhaps curtail it and shut it off at 1 or 2 in the morning, because I think they'll have that much interest, especially on weekends, from the Latino community. We expect to have bids coming back on this, board members, on the 25th of July or shortly thereafter, and those returns to bring to you for action in the August board meeting. Board members, any questions about the new soccer field and walking track repairs that we have occurring at Northeast Alabama Community College? The next one takes us to Wallace State. At Wallace State, we are currently working on the Hansville campus, some improvements there to the baseball and the softball field, where specifically we're looking to retrofit the traditional grass surfaces to this artificial grass. We've identified here at the Hansville campus the 2 fields, both baseball, softball. So these upgrades will certainly be improvements that Dr. Karlowicz and her staff and her coaches will enjoy at that location. It falls on the heels of some interesting changes with the NCAA with the distances of the outfields and that fencing, where they're now pushing that back. That is, the softball athletes continue to get stronger and continue to hit more and more home runs, that they're now, through the NCAA action, now beginning to move that fence back a little bit more to make it that more challenging. Board members, these are the layouts of the fields, and you can generally see what those baseball and softball sites look like. We expect to have bids coming back around the middle of July, and those returns coming back to you for action in the August board meeting. Board members, any questions about the Hansville campus baseball field and softball field retrofits to artificial grass? Next one, board members, that we have also keeps us there at Hansville. We're specifically looking at some acoustical improvements that are happening at the Coliseum. Those improvements are to help improve the sound quality. We touched on this a little bit as we were dealing with the bleachers in a previous board meeting. There is some sound improvements that go along with that. There was only so much we could do with the seating to help with that, with the padding and so forth. And so this effort, board members, addresses acoustically with audio and other technology to improve the sound system that exists in that arena. We expect to have those results and bids back to us at the middle of the month, and to bring those returns to the board at the August board meeting. Any questions about Hansville and the Coliseum improvements for sound and so forth at Hansville? Board members, that is all the projects. Any questions?
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
I told a story earlier. We do have one more on the agenda. And this is your annual approval of the salary schedules for the system institutions and ATM. The legislature graciously approved a 2% COLA increase this past session. That will be included in the new salary schedules at a cost of approximately $7 million. The new salary schedules will go into effect on September 1 of 2024 for all employees with the exception of faculty. And the faculty schedules will go into effect on the first day of classes for the fall semester. Does anyone have any questions relating to the salary schedules? Thank you.
Thank you, David. there's no further business for the work session, we stand adjourned. Thank you for your participation.